So what we're going to be talking about here today, guys, I'm going to pull up my notes here. I wanted to cover a quick recap on the market and tell you guys a little bit about kind of where things are at as far as the Utah and Salt Lake City real estate market. So things have been a little bit crazy recently. And if you're thinking about making a move here to Utah, you need to know a lot of these things, and you're going to want to know what's going on in the market so you have a good expectation of what to expect once you get here, right? There's going to be a lot of crazy things, especially if you're trying to buy a house. You want to know that the market is very competitive right now, and there's a lot of people looking for houses, and we're running into multiple offers on just about every single house out there. So I've got the notes here on my phone. First, I want to start with some facts, and then we're going to move on to my perspective of the market, where I see things going over the next couple of months, where things are right now, and how things are going to play together as we go through the winter months, as we go through the colder months, and what the market generally looks like as we go through that. So first off, I want to cover some of the statistics for the past October for the last couple of years. So October 2018, we're looking at sales of 1,500 in the month of October. This is just Salt Lake County, keep in mind. So we've had 1,500 sales in October 2018, a median price of $325,000. The sales price to listing price is 98%. That means if a home is listed for $100,000, it's selling for $98,000 on average, right? So it's going to vary. Some homes will sell above the asking price, some homes will sell below. So this is just across the board. On average, they're selling for 98% of their original listing price. Days on market in October is generally about 22, 23, maybe 25 days on market. So some homes will be on the market for just a couple days. Some homes are going to be on the market for 2 months, let's say. So it does vary a little bit. That's a little bit of the statistics for October 2018. Moving into 2019, I just want to look back at this history to give you guys a good breakdown of kind of where things are at today and how it compares to what October normally looks like. So October 2019, we had 1,632 sales. So sales were up about 100 for the month of October in 2019. The median price jumped from $325 to $345. So it went up $20,000 over those 12 months. The sales to list price was 99%. So again, if it's listed for $100,000, on average, it's selling for $99,000. And days on market for 2019 was 26 days. So that's 2019 data. Now what I want to talk about 2020. Sales are at 1,700. So sales actually went up. Sales are up when generally the market starts slowing down in September. In October, it still stayed strong. People are still looking for houses. People are still putting in offers, and they're trying to scoop up just about anything that's out there in the market. The next thing that's a little bit crazy, the median price. The median price jumped up to $387,000 across Salt Lake County. So again, that's a $42,000 increase in just the last 12 months. I think that's over, I think that's $3,500 per month in equity that you're gaining every single time a month goes by. So if you've been waiting on the sidelines, or you're thinking about buying a house here, that's the type of growth that I expect to see. I don't think it's going to be as strong as that in the coming months, coming years, just because the market has already been so strong. But I do expect it to continue to increase. I expect, anywhere from $15,000 to $25,000 increases year after year after year for at least the next couple of years here in Utah. There's so much demand and there's so little inventory that I just see the prices continuing to increase. Not the best thing if you're looking to get into the market, but once you're in the market, you're really going to be able to take advantage of that. So median price, $387,000, pretty crazy numbers there. The sales price to original list price is 101%. Again, that means if a home is listed for $100,000, on average, it's now selling for $101,000. So not every home is going to be in that situation. Some are selling for way more, some are selling for less, but on average, it's still above. It's crazy to see these types of numbers where almost every home, when you average it out, is going to be selling for at least 1% higher than it was listed for. So again, a lot of homes are, selling for even more than that. Some homes are selling we're seeing $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 above the listing price. Other homes, you might get $5,000 off. It just depends on the price range. It depends on the home, depends where it was originally listed. If it was the actual market value for that home, there's a lot of variables there, but pretty crazy to see that it's selling on average for above the list price. Days on market for October 2020, 8 days on market. This is over a third, I should say this is only a third of what it normally is. So in October, we're usually seeing homes sit on the market for at least a couple weeks. Right now, it's on average 8 days. That's crazy. It's crazy to see these single digit numbers. We haven't seen this since the summer of 2018, where the days on market has been under 10. But right now, over the past like 4 or 5 months, we've been under 10. I think June and July and August we're 8 or 9 as well. In the summer it's busier, so that's kind of expected to see the market moving so quickly. But for the month of October, that's definitely a rare occurrence to see so much activity going with, basically this time of year. So, wow, it's just crazy. The market's on fire, guys. I want to talk a little bit about my perspective and just kind of some of the things that I've been seeing as well. We've got less than 1 month of inventory right now. That means that if there was no new homes that were listed on the market, we would have less than 1 month before every single home is then under contract, at least theoretically, right? Assuming there was a buyer for that particular home. So less than 1 month of inventory. That basically means you've got 2 to 3 weeks to purchase a home before it's gone. So if there's no new listings, there's not going to be anything out there. Experts will say a healthy number of, healthy absorption rate for the inventory is about 3 months. You should have about 3 months worth of inventory, at least in a standard healthy market. Right now, we don't even have a month. So the market is moving like crazy. And if you're looking at jumping into the market, you definitely need an expert on your side who can help you kind of navigate through this crazy market that we're in. Usually the market slows down in September. Like I mentioned, the markets remain strong. I think the market's going to continue to be strong up until we get into, at least Thanksgiving, probably into December and Christmas. I think that the market is there's so much demand and so little inventory, and so many people looking to move, especially with the pandemic. A lot of people are coming into Utah. They're getting out of California. They're getting out of New York or these other crazy expensive areas and moving to cities like Salt Lake City. They're moving to Boise. They're moving to Texas, Phoenix, Las Vegas. Doesn't matter. They're just moving out of their expensive city and into somewhere that's a little bit cheaper. So I think the market's going to continue to be strong. It always slows down a little bit through the winter, but again, I think for this year, it's going to slow down. It's going to slow down from where it was a couple months ago, but it's still going to be busier than it was than it has been in a normal year. I think that, December, January will probably be our slowest months this year. They'll still be competitive, but they're going to be the slowest. And then in February, things are just going to absolutely take off again. So real quick, guys, if you're just joining us, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Give me a thumbs up on the video if you like this content. I'll be posting more of it. I love doing these live Q&As. It's fun. And drop a comment if you've got any questions about living here in Salt Lake, about the weather, about the politics, religion, maybe not that stuff. I don't want to talk about that, but just anything, right? I want to share with you guys what I know about Salt Lake and, give you my perspective on what it's like to actually live here. So if you're thinking about making a move here, make sure to drop a comment and I'll answer it here for you in just a minute. Just to give you guys a little bit more perspective as well on, kind of where offers are at in the market and stuff like that. I've been representing clients who are moving into the state and we're putting offers on homes, and it seems like almost every single house has multiple offers. It doesn't matter if it's overpriced, doesn't matter if it's underpriced, good neighborhood, bad neighborhood, doesn't matter. We're running into multiple offers on almost every single home. So that's something that you should kind of expect there. I mean, on one home, they had 24 offers. We offered $60,000 over the asking price, and we didn't even make it into the top 5 best offers. Super competitive neighborhood, a very desirable neighborhood, but we offered $60,000 over. I think the home was priced, in a normal market, it was priced pretty much where it should be, for the condition of the home and the features, but still $60,000 over, and we're not even in the top 5. Another home I offered in helping a client in South Jordan, right? We offered $20,000 over. They ended up with 17 offers. We waived our contingencies and still was not able to get the offer accepted. So we're seeing more cash offers, crazy, I guess people with money coming from California or these other expensive states, or they've saved up or they sold a house or whatever the case may be. But people with cash, we're seeing cash as a more common purchase option now. Even though mortgage rates are extremely low, we're still seeing a lot of cash purchases. And so that's kind of the reality of the market. If you're coming into this market and making offers, you really need to be prepared to put down big deposits, offer over the asking price, potentially waive your inspection contingency, depending on how comfortable you are with the house, waiving financing or appraisal, potentially doing non-refundable earnest money. Some of these things can be a little bit scary, and they're not generally the things I recommend. But to be honest, it's what is required right now to be able to get offers accepted. it's frustrating. It sucks when you have a house and you have 17 offers because only one person gets the house and 16 people lose out. So you've got 16 people who are upset about it and only one happy person, well, maybe two happy people, the buyer and the seller, right? So the market's just crazy. Up to the $500,000 price range, the market is ultra competitive. Doesn't matter, like I said, good neighborhood, bad neighborhood, north, south, east, west, doesn't matter where it's at. The market is ultra competitive, and that's what you're going to run into. In the $500,000 to $800,000 mark, it's less so. It's not quite as competitive, but it still is a common occurrence to run into multiple offers, especially if it's in a desirable neighborhood or it's a unique home. It's not uncommon to see multiple offers still in that price range. There's a lot of people who are moving up. If, let's say they bought a house a couple of years ago for $300,000, it's now worth $450,000, and now they're trying to move up to something that's $650,000, right? So there's still a lot of people in what we call the second home buyer market that are trying to move up. And so it's creating competition there. Johnny, I'll get to your question here in just a second. Good to see you, man. I hope you're loving your new house. I hope it's treating you guys well. Moving on, just kind of sticking with my train of thought here. However, the home is $800,000, $900,000, $1 million plus. It is getting less competitive in those price ranges just because there's a smaller demographic looking in those price ranges, right? People looking at that have a little bit more to choose from. There's generally a little bit higher inventory, and people in those situations are a little bit more willing to wait until the right home comes up to be able to make a move on it. So there's a little bit more flexibility as far as if you're in that price range, you're going to have, hopefully more options. Inventory is still down, so it's still hard to find homes, but there's generally less competition in that price range. So just something you can kind of expect there. So that kind of wraps up my thoughts for the live Q&A market update.